Shut up, Wendigoon. It's time for me to talk about wrestling. So I have a couple things I want to bring up. Number one, it's hot as balls in this place. So if you hear this fan next to me, no you don't. Shut up. And number two, the big topic of discussion. Should I buy white gloves for when I'm wearing lighter tones? It's a little too late now because, I wasn't even planning to wear these until a few minutes ago, but I feel like I should maybe go get white gloves for this. SummerSlam 2024 has to be probably one of my favorite pay-per-views I've seen since I've come back to wrestling back in 2023. I know what you're thinking. RJ, there's multiple reasons for that. Number one, you were there, but also I have watched this, rewatched this I should say, multiple times. And from the perspective of the RJ that's been watching the product for the past year and a half, this was just a pretty good damn show. Now stay with me because every little story beat wasn't a finale, but the start to something new. And oh my god, did they have 7 matches or 7 perfectly timed stories? I love every aspect of this pay-per-view. Like I said, I've had to rewatch it multiple times because I was just like, was it because I was there and I felt the energy of the stadium, or was it just a really good show? And, I'm recording this on Tuesday, and I'm starting to think it was just a really good show. So we're going to go over SummerSlam. We're going to go over the Monday night that just happened. And I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to intercut some random footage that I got while I was at the show because I just thought it was cool and I wanted to use it. If you follow me on IG or Twitter, which, why are you not doing both? You could have probably already seen this stuff, but I'll just put it here anyways. We got some big topics, some big returns, and on Monday, we had a lot of cool stuff happen. And honestly, it was a better Raw after SummerSlam than we had after Mania. And that is really cool, because I really like this show. So we start off the night with Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, and I mean this with all the confidence in the world. I thought I was going to hate this until we got into it. So let's just, we're not going to sugarcoat this. We're not going to go move for move on the thing. We're just going to say Liv won because of Dom interference. Dom picked Liv and then betrayed Rhea fully by kissing Liv on the lips at SummerSlam. And I think that was great. And honestly, being at the stadium, number one, the entrance for Rhea, the entrance for Liv, it was all right. Let me show you the Rhea entrance real quick. That stadium loved Rhea. When I first heard this was going to start the show, I was like, well, why are we doing that to this story? This is probably the most interesting social media-wise, but I get you, WWE. I understand you, Triple H. I get it. I may not be Booker of the Year. Neither are you, to be fair. But I get it. You wanted the most energy for that kiss. And oh my God, did you get it. That stadium erupted for that. And I think, in hindsight, perfect. And honestly, for the rest of the night, it set the tone that something was a little off. Enough that Dom cheated on Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan. It was perfect.
He did it. Yeah. Oh, look. Yeah. Let's go. That's my boy! He did it! Holy shit!
And this was my first ever stadium show, right? So I've never been to the Cleveland Browns Stadium, right? I'm not a sports guy. I like wrestling. And when I wasn't watching wrestling, I just wasn't watching sports. My sports knowledge is me asking my dad, how are we doing this year? And then he tells me, that's about it. Whether we're doing good or bad, I won't know until they do something good or bad. So feeling the energy, feeling everything, and feeling the emotion that was going through everybody, I don't know about anybody else that went to the show. My section, at least, to my left was a child and his mom who really liked wrestling. To my right was a friend group that really liked wrestling. And behind me was a friend group that really loved wrestling. Except for one guy, which is funny. Funny story. Let me just... Side story here. There was a guy there that he doesn't watch the product. You could tell he was asking a lot of questions, but instead of being like, oh, this is stupid, why don't they do that? He was actually just there to be entertained. He goes, well, why don't they do this? Oh, okay, I get it. It's because that's entertaining. And I want to thank that guy because I've been to wrestling shows before where people just sit there and go, that's stupid, that's dumb. Even if he never watches wrestling again, he was just there to be entertained. Love that guy. I got another funny story, but that'll be later on. But this Liv Rhea Dom thruple that it could have been, I think the funniest part was the implosion on Twitter. People were on fire. We all knew it was coming, but it was still so spicy good. And Dom fully sending it by even posting him with some chicken tenders saying, she gets me. Oh, he's such a great heel. He's got the heel thing, and honestly, I'm saying put a belt on him. Braun Breaker, we're going to talk about him in a minute. That IC title might be held for a while, but it might be time to give Dom some gold again. He kind of deserves it. Moving on from that, we got to the Braun Breaker Sami Zayn match, which had, again, the right winner. Not only did the right person win, but there was something wrong. So apparently the Sami Braun match went 5 minutes under, like it wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to go 5 minutes longer. And you could kind of tell. I actually fully expected them to say that Sami was injured on Monday. I thought he was going to come out and be like, I went out there and I got hurt, and I still don't know what happened. I don't know if they've updated that since, but it just kind of ended. Braun Breaker hulked up, did the ultimate spear, and then just kind of won. It felt like the match never hit next gear and never felt like it hit that ending of the story. It was too long to be a squash match, not long enough to be a fully fleshed out story. But I mean, I guess it's the story of Braun since NXT, which is he loses, he learns, he wins. I mean, I guess, but I feel like that 5 minutes was super important, and I really hope everybody's okay, because both Braun and Sami did not wrestle. They both made appearances on Monday night, but no announcement of an injury right now, but it was weird for it to end the way it did. I hope, like I said, I hope everything's good. It was still a good match. It just never hit that next level where I was like, oh, that was a great match for that. And it was almost underwhelming. You ended Gunther's 666-day reign, and then yours just kind of ended. Kind of upsetting. Not anybody's fault. Again, like I said, maybe somebody was hurt and they just haven't reported it yet because maybe there's no official confirmation, but I hope everybody's okay. Great winner, good match, and the energy was there because God, I love Sami Zayn. And let's get Sami Zayn that World Heavyweight title. Man, F Google. I had to look up who was on this card because I completely forgot, and the stupid thing was to talk to me about one thing. Damn you, wrestling news and you ability to take over shows. LA Knight versus Logan Paul, which was really fun and really cool. Logan Paul came out in the Cleveland Brown colors and lost because those colors cannot win on that field to save its life. MGK was there. Me and my entire section fucking hated that fact because why was MGK there? Nobody asked.
It is. Oh, what? Ew! God! They got me. They got me. Oh, God! No! Yeah!
At the end of the day, Logan Paul needs to go away. Political opinions aside, Logan Paul, pretty good in the ring. Not crazy, not top tier, not too crazy, but really fun and flashy for spots. Could that U.S. title run have been more? It should have been, considering, he was he's like a social media guy that has a lot of following. Should have done something more with it. He allowed politics to kind of leak in and honestly, I don't want to get into it, but just genuine stupidity in his opinions on things, and it kind of was just time to get the U.S. title off of him and get him the out of the company for a while. I am okay with Logan Paul not being on my screen till 2025. I'm all right with it because personally, I never really liked Logan. He's kind of a piece of shit. And he was always going to be that. But I was willing to not ignore those things. I was remember those things, but just appreciate his in-ring work. And then he just made it worse. So I'm okay with him not being around for a while. I'm okay with LA Knight finally having the title that he should have had probably after Money in the Bank last year, considering, I don't know, you didn't put Money in the Bank on him. So I kind of completely understand waiting for LA Knight because he was a big deal. But if you put the world title on him, especially when you still had Roman around, I completely understand. That guy was making you money, but Roman was making you money. So I understand. I'm so happy there's 2 world titles and also a champion like Cody Rhodes, who I don't see losing that title for a while, but if you wanted to, you could, because you could easily put Cody back on that chase and he would be okay. LA Knight finally having this U.S. title feels well earned, well deserved, and the first stepping stone to getting him into a world title picture. Please actually do something with this title, though. You had it on Austin Theory, and you wasted everybody's time. You had it on Rey Mysterio, wasted everybody's time. You had it on Logan Paul, wasted everybody's time. Now you have it on somebody that's going to get a good reaction. Do something with it. Let other single stars on Friday Night SmackDown compete to get to this, and then also fight each other to get a spot for this. And then have LA Knight just be the na-na guy and let him punch people in the face. Please. I know that you can't get a Gunther level run out of the U.S. title because they didn't even expect that out of the IC title with Gunther in the first place. Gunther was given the IC title because they wanted it to fail. And he didn't, which is crazy to think about, right? We'll talk about that later. But now that you have the U.S. title, you have the opportunity to maybe not have that level of reign with it, but at least make the U.S. title interesting. Maybe Carmelo and Andrade, who have been fighting, putting on bangers for no reason together on free TV, maybe just having them start going, well, I want the U.S. title. Because guess what? The U.S. title is now back. So they have something to fight for and even beef over. It is so goddamn hot in here. It's killing me. Bayley versus Nia Jax was admittedly a low energy match. Not like the in-ring competitive. The match itself, phenomenal. Rewatching it multiple times, it kind of sucked that the crowd was starting to get a little low energy. But we had a lot of big things happen. We had just Rhea's entrance, and then we had the betrayal of Rhea. We had LA Knight, and then we had the winning with LA Knight. We had just used up so much energy that, I'll be honest, my section didn't even stand up when Bayley came out. But we were all so excited for Bayley that everybody put their arms up to get the camera angle, but nobody was really standing up. At least, like, I can't talk about every section, right? Because not every section was like my section. Rewatching it, I heard the energy. I was thankful for the rest of the stadium because our section could not get up. We just could not pull up the energy. I feel like we really needed to reserve it for what was coming up next. A lot of what was coming up next. But man, was this such a good match. Bayley and Nia are really good. And I think giving the title to Nia was a good idea. You now have a monster female heel holding the title hostage and a sneaky little rat heel holding the Money in the Bank. They're going to be a lot of fun on SmackDown. I haven't been watching SmackDown, but I guarantee I'm going to be seeing some clips on Twitter. Definitely after this Friday, because this Friday is going to be huge. Roman's coming back. It's crazy, right? So I'm excited to see what this is, and I feel for Bayley. I love Bayley. She's probably one of my favorites on the female roster just because of how excellent she is in the ring and how good she is on the mic, and I wish her reign could have been even just a little better, but the biggest problem with the things that are going on SmackDown, nobody's really, like, they're not in rivalries. They kind of just set up matches to set up matches, and nobody's like, I don't like you, but I want your title, so I want to beat you for your title. Everybody's just kind of like, oh yeah, you get an opportunity. At least Nia won King of the Ring, or I'm sorry, Queen of the Ring, because, you know, she's the Queen of the Ring, not the King of the Ring. She won Queen of the Ring, so, like, her getting the match was already like, okay, they've already had it set up, but he didn't really do anything other than a couple back and forths to, like, set up, like, they don't like each other. I think they talked about NXT Brooklyn? Whatever one it was. I think they talked about it, like, once or twice, but, like, it wasn't enough, and there wasn't enough fire between them. Also, side note, because I went back to rewatch some stuff, stop doing split-screen side-by-side interviews. That shit is lame. And it's not just like the women's division thing. That shit is lame when it's the males, the female. It doesn't matter. That shit is lame. Stop doing that shit. That shit is terrible. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins was a masterclass of storytelling. Seth played his role perfectly. Punk played his role perfectly. And Drew, well, I think you understand that I'm going to say he played his role perfectly, because this was a masterclass of continuing the hypocrisy that is between these three superstars. CM Punk can't get over himself. Seth Rollins is tired of CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre hates both of them, but hates CM Punk just a little bit more. He wants to hurt CM Punk, and Seth, you know, turned a blind eye a few times. That bracelet, that little friendship bracelet, this is a blood feud over a friendship bracelet. You can't get that type of storytelling not in wrestling. It's one of those things where if you don't understand like the in-ring story stuff, if you can't watch the match and listen to what's going on and understand what's happening, and you don't want to, you're not going to enjoy this match, because it as a match isn't that crazy. I would give it like a 5-star for storytelling, but it wouldn't be like a 5-star technical classic. But it is one of, if not the best examples of in-ring storytelling from WWE in the past few years. And holy shit, was it almost better than Mania, because you have so many little things weaving in and out. The only reason I wouldn't put it over what happened at Mania 40 is because, well, it did take a full year to get there and also costed, the main event of WrestleMania 39, but that's unrelated. When it came down to it, these were two dudes who hate each other, going after each other, but one of them not being able to focus because of a little bracelet and his own massive ego, which resulted in Drew McIntyre winning and Seth Rollins hating the fact that he had to count that 3 count. But to be fair, no matter who got pinned, he didn't want to do that 3 count. And I think if I just keep talking about it, I'm going to just repeat the same points, because it's one of those 10 out of 10 no notes types matches. I don't have notes for this. It was phenomenal, and I loved every second of it. Come on. The World Heavyweight Championship match. The match where I said it was going to be the sleeper match. I said it was going to be my match of the night. And man, past me, high five, because you did it. You predicted it. Damian Priest as a babyface is working. And after Monday Night Raw, it is working twice. It is working overtime. It is working so hard, it's putting its kids through college. And Gunther is always going to be that monster angry heel. The good match, the storytelling of just, hey, you're street trash, I'm going to beat you. And David's going, hey, man, F you, I'm going to beat your ass. It was just, it doesn't have to be studied. You don't have to watch weeks of TV to understand what's going on. This is just, I don't like you, I want your title, and I don't like you, you're not going to get my title. And they had a phenomenal match. And then Finn Balor came out. And at that point, I knew Judgment Day not only was over, it was gonna be bad, because Finn Balor, after a crazy sequence, after Damian Priest hulked up, and it was like, I'm gonna hurt Gunther because he hurt my friend, betrayed by that friend that he hulked up to help. That Finn Balor putting Gunther's foot on the ropes has to be one of the best moments from the night.
Gunther, please! Oh no! Oh my! Yes! Rule! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Yeah! You did it!
My favorite part of this match was the fact that even after all that, Damian went after Finn and Gunther locked in a sleeper. And then Damian hulked up again. And I said, no, 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 no. They're not going to do this to me. This is not the time. Gunther, you got a lot. And he rolled up for a pin, got a 2 count. But Damian's own rage got the better of him, and he went after Finn again, allowing Gunther to lock in another sleeper. And I know what you're thinking. Gunther seems to need help to win. He won the first qualifier of King of the Ring with Ludwig. He beat Jey Uso because Jimmy Uso rang the bell. But here's the thing about Gunther, which you're not realizing. Gunther didn't ask for that. Finn isn't Gunther's guy. Jimmy isn't Gunther's guy. Ludwig, admittedly, is Gunther's guy, but still. But Gunther doesn't ask for help. Gunther didn't say Ludwig attack Sheamus. He didn't say Jimmy ring the bell. He didn't say Finn put my foot on the rope. But you know what happened? It happened. It's just life. Things happen. Chaos theory. If things can happen, they will. And when they happen, you as Gunther's opponent need to keep your eyes on Gunther and get back your advantage. If you don't do that, if you take your eyes off Gunther, he's going to take the advantage and he's going to beat you. And that's why this was probably my match of the night. And your new World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther. God, I fucking love Gunther.
Yes! Yes! Come on! Yeah! Come on! Look at his face. Oh, yeah, this is over. This is over. Yes! Ring the bell. Nah, he's done. He's out. I swear. No, come on. No. David, don't do that. Oh. God. Hey! Yeah. Come on. Powerbomb. Do it. Yeah. Yeah! No. Not twice. You don't survive it twice. Come on! Yes! It's locked! Get up! Yes! Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Yeah! Yes! It was all perfect!
And ladies and gentlemen, your main event for the evening, which, to be fair, wasn't really a main event, because Solo Sikoa, your tribal chief, I made my video on the tribal chief, didn't have any aura going into this. And to be fair, I hate saying things like that, because I love using aura as a positive term, because I'm cringy and a nerd, and I love that shit. And Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes is just that guy. As wrestling fans, getting behind the babyface is hard, because they're usually corny, they're usually annoying, and they usually win, even when they shouldn't be winning. But holy shit, Cody's just that guy. And I saw it when I watched WrestleMania 39, because I saw it. The only reason why I bought it was, oh, that's their new guy. I want to see Roman lose, because even though I didn't watch the 1,000+ days, whatever, before that, I was like, oh, Roman's this big bad guy. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I want to see the hero win. And then he lost. And then I'm like, I gotta watch this product now. I gotta know how Cody gets to the end of this, to the story. How does he finish the story? Because he's gonna finish the story, but how does he get there? Then the Rock stuff happened. It's crazy to think that I bought Peacock in 2023 to watch one WrestleMania. I didn't plan to renew it. I actually canceled my subscription after that, because I didn't want it to accidentally charge my card, because I'd be forgetting stuff, right? I made sure I didn't have it turned on, because I was like, I don't even care. The Office is on here? Okay, and what am I going to do with that? Get that shit out. I love The Office, but I ain't going to rewatch that shit. And then, all of a sudden, I'm now on a wrestling channel. I'm on a wrestling podcast. I'm on wrestling Twitter. I make wrestling edits sometimes. I don't post them, but I think about them and I make them a lot. I'm making wrestling customs in Tekken 8, my favorite game, and making videos on them constantly. I mean this when I say this. Cody Rhodes is that guy, and I don't see myself turning on Cody Rhodes at any time. Cody Rhodes really did do the impossible. He made being a corny babyface cool, and it's never going to be seen again. I don't think the next guy after Cody, whoever the blue-eyed white meat babyface is ever going to replicate what he did, which was just be good enough that, I don't know, we don't hate this guy, but also we don't want to see this guy get screwed over. John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Austin. At one point, you didn't want these guys to, okay, maybe not Austin. I'll take Austin off that list. You don't want to see these guys succeed, at least at one point. Whether it be because they're too good at what they do, or they're just annoying, whatever. You stop wanting to support them after a while. Cody's hitting strides. He's still supported. And I don't know when that ends. But that is nothing. That is here nor there. That's a whole nother video in itself. Let's talk about Solo Cody. So Solo and Cody have a Bloodlines rules match that is very boring. I'm not gonna lie. They have really capitalized on the first half boring, second half interesting thing. And I think that's really cool that they've perfected that little craft. But also, can we not? Because Cody is pretty good in the ring, has some phenomenal matches, but also... No, not with Solo. Solo is kind of like, and I made my video on him. He's fake Roman. That's the point. I get that. That's what they were doing. He was fake Roman. He was real Cody Rhodes. And then fake Bloodline came out. And that's where the shenanigans happened with that KO pop. But that wasn't even the best part. Jacob Fatu came out and was doing what Jacob Fatu does, and that is destroying Cody Rhodes. Hurts himself on the table, which I heard was supposed to be kayfabe, hoping that is. If not, I'm praying for a speedy recovery, Jacob. You are incredible, and a fresh set of legs in this weird, like, SmackDown roster that really needs people to step it up. It's really him, Carmelo, and Andrade holding SmackDown for me, and not enough for me to watch it live, but enough for me to at least go click through to see their match. And then it happened. Oh man, the stadium, the feeling, the vibes, the electricity, just his presence was enough to make me forget about the whole first half of that match where I was bored out of my skull and love pro wrestling. What did Michael Cole say at the end of WrestleMania 40? God damn it, I love professional wrestling. I tweeted it. That's how much I felt it. I love professional wrestling. And look at me. Like I said, this channel, everything. I would never have predicted. If you told me in 2022, 2023, you're going to be doing a wrestling channel, or you're even going to care about wrestling, I would have called you crazy. And it just shows that wrestling is cool. Get it? A reference to the podcast. Hi, Sati's app. So like I said earlier, I had to break down this. Was SummerSlam really that good, or was I just there? In a perspective from a fan viewing experience, every single match on that card had an ending and a beginning to a new chapter. Damian Priest Gunther did not just close out World Champion Damian and open the book for World Champion Gunther. It opened World Championship Gunther, babyface Priest fully, heel Finn Balor. Rhea Ripley didn't just close the chapter on Rhea getting her title back. It opened Dom and Liv, it opened babyface Rhea, it opened the Terror Twins combination that we saw on Monday Night Raw. Braun Breaker now has the opportunity to be the leading man of one of the best mid-cards in WWE history. You've got Bronson Reed, Sheamus, Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser, Vinci whenever he decides to come back. You could put Kofi back in the mid-card after this New Day thing. Please don't bring up the New Day, but I'm just saying, you could put him in there. Odyssey Jones recently came out. He's a big, meaty boy. You could have a lot of phenomenal matches in that mid-card, all working to beat the final boss, not the Rock, but of course, Braun Breaker, which adds prestige back to that Intercontinental title, which is what I want them to do over on SmackDown so bad. Like I said, with Bayley, she gets to now go do something else and hopefully maybe even not rebuild, but like build something up more for a future comeback with that. You've got the Unstoppable Nia with her little henchman who has an opportunity to recover that women's title if she loses it, or screw over Nia and steal the title from her, making another star. So many good things open with this. I have to say this is probably my favorite wrestling event and probably one of my favorite pay-per-views ever. Again, I was there. It was different. So I will put that pin next to it on my top 5 list. But, I mean, it was just such a great show. Out of 10, I'm giving this a solid 10. There was no decision that was wrong. There was no segment that was wrong. Jelly Roll chokeslammed the out of Austin Theory, and it was cool. Stephanie McMahon was in the audience. Triple H came out to say, "Are you ready?" Everything was flawless. Everything was perfect. Okay, I had like a weird emergency alarm on my phone. I don't know what that was, but I just want to. This is just to end the video, guys. I want you to down in the comments tell me how you're feeling about SummerSlam, how you're feeling about that Raw, because that Raw was also phenomenal. I'd give it 4 out of 5. I'd even give it 5 out of 5, but I'd like to rewatch it and rethink that, because you had the Wyatt 6 debut, Odyssey Jones. You had all these little things that honestly, wrestling feels so great right now, guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Down below, tell me how you're feeling about SummerSlam. If you didn't like it, tell me why, because even like I said, as someone who just watched it as a fan, great show. Guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see ya when I freaking see ya.